Good day, everyone. Welcome to the next speech at the Digital Container Summit. Presenting today, Dr. Ralf Belusa from Hapag-Lloyd. Ralf is the Managing Director and of Digital Business and Transformation at Hapag, and together with his team, he's kind of moving this 170-year-old industry giant into the digital era, or kind of accompanying him. Ralf has many talents. He started to learn how to develop at the age of 6. When he was 16, he founded his first company, has a PhD on human cell research, if that's correct, and a master on nanotechnology. So pretty much across the board, everything. That's super exciting. It's great to learn things about OKRs, machine learning, and marketing today. For me personally, it's super exciting to have you speak here. It's a Hapag-Lloyd company I admire since I'm a small kid. So it's super exciting to have you at the Container Summit. And now over to you. Great to have you. And tell us a bit, how do you engage with customers and which tools do you use?
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you very much, Johannes. And it's a pleasure to be again on the Digital Container Summit this year again. It's always good. And now to see that we are also moving that to a virtual format, that's also super great and awesome. And I also have two colleagues with me today. That's Aria and Petra out of my teams, also representing the regions, the areas, to give also a bit of a global flavor here in my presentation today about the customers. Shortly jumping into the agenda for today. So how do we engage with our customers today? From our perspective, what's about programmatic advertising? What's about 90 days and OKRs, these objective and key results? What's all about machine learning and multi-sided platform business? And then last but not least, a summary to give you a bit an outlook here. So just jump into the topic of engaging with your customers. The first question for me always, or for us always, is, do we really know our customers? Do you know your customer? And the question here is, what is your customer doing right now? So just think about, what is your customer doing right now? At 9 o'clock in the morning, what is he doing? Do you really know that? Do we know that? Or the question, how long does your customer need for one booking with you? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 50 minutes? Is it 3 hours? Or is it 3 seconds? Do we really know that? Drilling that down, or when is the best moment for receiving, for example, a bill of lading, documentation, some invoicing and so on? When is the best moment for this? Do we know that? Do you know that, when the best time is for that? Or what needs do you have an automotive customer in comparison to a food producer? Or we have all different kinds of customers. We are all different kinds of customers, but very often we have the same service, the same products fitting to multiple customers. But do they really have different needs? Because in container, it's a container from A to B, but what's within the container, that's also different. So that means also the customer is different. Or last question, do we know really all about our customers? Why is a booking, for example, on Friday afternoon better than on Tuesday? Do you know that? Or is that really the case, that a booking on Friday afternoon is better than on Tuesday? Or is it just misleading and it's the other way around? That could be also possible. So these kind of questions we really need to ask ourselves as an organization in multiple departments, that we really understand our customers better. And that's why, from our perspective, we need to start asking the customers the right questions. So it's via questionnaires, it's via online, the multiple things we need to ask our customers the right questions at the right time to get better insights and shape our products and services towards our customers to have a better match with them. So that's really the first step of engaging with the customers in a more futuristic, agile manner here to come here together with our customers. The next question is, if you know the customer better, then you can use, for example, programmatic advertising. Programmatic what? So the question for me is, who knows in the audience and the participants what programmatic advertising is, or RTB, or whatever? So that's why programmatic advertising is a marketing that describes a marketing strategy for automated real-time bidding processes of purchasing ad inventory, advertising inventory, and allowing to advertise specific to the different users. And I really see that. I like that, Patrick, that you know programmatic advertising. That's super cool. And also, if you know the customer and you know the different kinds of online marketing, digital marketing, online, offline marketing, disciplines and strategy, that helps really to engage with the customer and focus on the customer where the customer is. So is the customer more on email? Is it on advertising? Is it on display? Is it on the search engines? Is it via a traditional letter? Is it on a conference? So that you need really better to understand, to target your message with your products and services better to your customers. And here we only talked about programmatic advertising, or let's call it online advertising. But programmatic advertising or online advertising, that's just one of them. You can see here a great list. It's from last year, the Chief Martech or the Lumascape. It's often called in the marketing space. And you could not see how many technologies and how many advertising formats are used currently. So in advertising and promotion, in content and experience, in social media, in commerce and sales, in data aggregation, you name it. There are tens of thousands of channels where our customers and clients, where we can address them with specific technology to really get in touch with our customers at the right time, with the right format, with the right products. So, and that we need to understand in all industries to get a really close connection towards our customers and bring them the benefit what we can deliver as Hapag-Lloyd, for example, containers from A to B. That's our mission here. So start using the right marketing mix to attract and convert your customer. That's the cornerstone here, that you choose the right marketing mix. And it's also changing sometimes from customer and company to company. So that's also the experience, because if you think about, for example, BMW or Mercedes or Volkswagen, they have also sometimes different customer groups. That's why also the marketing methods are probably not always 100% the same. And so that's why start using the right marketing mix to attract your customer in the end. Let's talk about then a bit what we have also done a lot with 90 days planning, agile working, and OKRs, the objective and key results. So plans are nothing but planning, the continuous planning, improving, build, measure, learn. Planning is everything here. And that's why these sometimes a bit 50 years old OKRs used by Intel, Google, and so on, this is really the next steps also here. You can see that here, Peter Drucker started with the management by objectives. Then Andy started at Intel, the OKRs, the objective and key results, and so on and so forth. And you can see nearly in the year 2000 with John, he introduced the OKRs at Google. And nowadays in 2020, there are a lot of leading companies using that OKRs or an agile adaptation of OKRs. So you can see that here, if it's Netflix, if it's Salesforce, if it's Facebook, Google, you name it. There are a lot of companies. Also, we at Hapag-Lloyd are using the OKRs to have clear objective, clear key results, clear initiatives, and working as one global team together to achieve the key results and the objective. So that's really a step-by-step approach, and also always a bit tailored then for sure to every organization and to every department. So why is this important in today's environment? And that's also some important message from my side, because that's very often mixed up. Everybody's talking today about agility, and we need to be an agile organization, and everything today is agile with Scrum and Kanban. But in the end, is agile then only faster, or what is it? There are multiple methods, frameworks, and so on with agility, how we work agile. And we very often forget now the word efficiency, because we know streamlining, efficiency, process excellence, and so on. And it's important because it's both. Not everything is agile and not everything is working on efficiency. And you see that here on the graph. If you have a more complex situation, then you need agility, because then you need to adapt fast, because it's complex. You have to try that out. You need to do these iterations of build, measure, learn. Try the next step. Is it working? No, it's not working. We need to refine that. That's agility. In that mode, you could not drive efficiency and make automation. That's not the purpose. So that's why need for efficiency. It's when it's more simple, it's more structured. You can automate that, you can streamline that, you can streamline and scale that in organization, in processes. Then you must head for efficiency. And that's not the time where you put out the agile card and say, are we working now like Scrum? No, that's efficiency, that's streamlining. And as a colleague working together or as a manager, we need to decide both to see, are we working now more on an efficiency mode, or do we need to switch on agility? And that's the way. It's agility and efficiency. That's why it's really so important here. So also a question in the chat, how long does this process take? That's a good question, because it took longer than expected. So you could not, as you know that probably from some Scrum IT teams, but also in general for all other departments, the first iteration, the first OKR setting, the first planning, 90 days planning or whatever, you can say, okay, that's a first try, a first attempt. The achievement rate of the first iteration, it's only 65%. So it's not really sufficient enough. You need at least 6-9 months to get a rhythm, every 90 days to get that training, to improve that every week, every month, every 90 days. So this is an iteration. And from our perspective, from our knowledge currently, we see that at least you need 6 to 12 months to have a stable foundation where everybody is on board, everybody can see, okay, this is now the aligned setup of these OKRs. We're all understanding it. We have also proven that under multiple dimensions and tested if that's really working. And that's also the good thing is in these agility and also in the OKRs. If we realize that in 9 months we need to adapt and to change that, then we will change it. So that's why, that's why the question is good. You need the time for digest, for getting the rhythm, for getting the KPIs, for getting into the topic and really living it, because it's a top-down and bottom-up approach. So it's both-sided, and both sides need to live that and understand that also in stressful situation or in normal situation, that this gets comfortable for you, and you can always pull that out and say, okay, this is my framework, this is my objective, this is my key result for the next 90 days. I will work towards that, and I try my best with these kind of initiatives. So, and you see, that's always repeating every week, every month, every 90 days. So that's the step forward here. And also the OKRs works in teams with repeating tasks. Yes, that's both-sided. So OKRs working also with repeating tasks, and also project-like environment. That's for both. Because also repeating tasks, you need to think about what's your objective. The higher objective, why are you having this repeating tasks, or what is the objective, the goal for your project-like environment? It's not only to introduce a new tool. You need to think about what's the goal, why you introduce a tool, or why you have that repeating tasks to get more streamlining or get a better efficiency, or getting that faster towards the customer, having more transparency. So this is really the insights here, and we use that for both. So that's the learning here also. So why objective and key results here? It's really, we get the focus, we maintain on the focus on a defined period, every month, every 90 days. We have the flexibility to achieve our goals, because it's also bottom up, to have the best ideas in the regions, in the areas, in the countries, from the certain different departments and colleagues, to have here the best ideas to achieve our key results and objective. And for everybody, we have the transparency. We can share and learn from each other what's working good here. We can try this here also in other departments, in other countries. And that gives us also the opportunity to have a better prioritization, because there is no hidden something secret project or whatever. You have everything transparent. On that we are working. And this is the priority for us working here together. And now I would like to open a bit the discussion and would like to ask Petra and Aria, also from the regions, from the headquarter here, to give a bit their feedback about the OKRs, how we have worked. What's your experience, Aria and Petra, with working with the OKRs, working with that agile frameworks, working with our Digital 100 colleagues, working towards that goal. So let's try if this is working now. And Aria, Petra?
Yes, I hope you can hear me.
Wonderful. Hi, Aria.
Hi, Ralf. Thanks for having me.
So,
and Petra is also there?
I don't know, but yeah, as long as Petra is not, just go ahead. Exactly. So what are your takeaways on the OKRs and how we work here together?
I would say my biggest takeaway and learning after working with the OKRs now is the management of expectations. As a carrier and in this digitalization process, we have a lot of firsts. So many times, basically, the experience is not there, and therefore it's hard to scale the measurements, the initiatives, and of course the outcome. So we cannot forecast that. And by having these first times and going out with new initiatives that we never have done before, the OKRs are a perfect environment to really enable our colleagues within the Digital 100 and also myself to see that maybe my expectation that I have behind one initiative is not bringing the output or that I was expecting, or is even bringing more. It's not always only negative. It can only be that I put the KPI for this initiative way too low because my expectations were simply wrong. And I see that now because I'm responsible for North Europe, and we have like 6 colleagues who are working on a country basis, on an area basis with these tools. And it's very interesting to see also how their expectations change, and also how more accurate the output and input measurements are now. And this is, I would say, one of the biggest learnings from my side, definitely.
Wonderful, and that's also great to share this, because now with South Europe, North Europe from your side, but also exchanging the ideas with Middle East, with Latin America, with North America, and so on. So this gives us the flexibility and also this transparency and the focus, as you mentioned, that's really helping us to go here forward. Also, Petra, are you also on the conference?
I'm here. I'm not sure if the microphone is working.
It's working.
Okay, good.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, for me, the main takeaway is really this bottom-up and top-down approach. I mean, our objectives and key results were a little bit top-down, but then all the initiatives that we have linked to these key results and to these objectives are really coming from bottom-up. These are really the ideas from the persons who are really in the areas, in the offices, who are working with our customers. And these are all the initiatives that they have done, and then we have shared with the others. And out of this, we have a list of good initiatives. And what is really important also to do this review and to question these initiatives. Are they still good enough? Are these really the initiatives that we should focus on today? And to the question for the repeating tasks, I think especially for repeating tasks, it's for OKRs, you have to question these repeating tasks, because in many companies we are doing things because we have always done it in this way. And with the OKRs, it's also a good possibility to question why we are doing this, what is the result, is there an outcome of what we are doing, these repeating tasks. And I think this is a good thing to question this.
Yeah, wonderful. And also Patrick asked the question on the chat, is it also a regular retrospective, the retrospective, the reviews? So this is always the same. So we have the monthly meetings, the 90 days meetings with the OKRs, and that's also then included with the retrospectives to see what we can improve for the next time. And then we put that also again in the next 90 days to improve that step by step. So that gives us that structure, that rhythm, always improving that. And it's not always, you have to not invent the wheel every time new. So you need the time to establish that, and after that it becomes easier and easier, and you can digest that much better, because 70–80% it's nearly the same, because that's the key objective, that's the goal we would like to achieve, and the 20%, that's the new stuff what we like to explore and what we are doing new. Exactly. So good. Thank you very much, Petra. Thank you very much, Aria. I will go on now to the next part with the machine learning. Yeah, thank you very much from my side.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Thank you very much. So really, as mentioned, we get the focus, we get the flexibility and the transparency with the OKRs on all the different topics. That's really helping us for progressing here on all certain topics: product development, marketing, sales, customer service, to really drill that down and having all the transparency and the flexibility and the focus, earning money. So in machine learning and these multi-sided platforms, the attempt for clarifying these concepts is always the same. Are we talking about statistics? Are we talking about data mining, knowledge discovery, or data analytics? So this is always the same process, and you see very often where you are standing in terms of machine learning and so on. Are you working a lot with reports and statistics, or are you using big data algorithms to try out new things to get not only past performance but also predictions on the other side? And there are also multiple things we are stepping here into. Is it, for example, big data, smart data? Do we have the right segmentation? And that's also referring again to the customer concept and the engagement with the customer. Do we have the right segmentation of our customers? Is it only NVO, BCO? Is it automotive, drilled down in verticals? Is it more like this customer is booking only in the first half of the year, or doing business at only November, December, January? So the segmentation also for the customers and the different initiatives, that's also segmented and continuously enhanced. As this is also, we know that also from other industries like the e-commerce industry, for example, with Amazon and Alibaba and so on. And on top of that, we can use then the deep learning, the visualization, or the algorithms like ADA Boost or Random Forest and so on, to really think about and try out new data methods of gaining more insights about our services, about our products, about the customer needs, where we can learn from this data and make better decisions out of that. Because with the predictive analytics and decision making, so that really helps then to get a better understanding for taking then better decisions based on data. And that's always mentioned, become a data-driven company, becoming an agile company, becoming a learning company. There are multiple topics we are currently working on and moving into that direction. But being more a data-driven company means also that you need the data. Do we have all the data? Do we have all the data in real time? Can we automate the data? And can we put AI and algorithms also to the data? And that's also a key message here. Think about everything plus AI. That's a key cornerstone also for the future, everything plus AI. If it's shipping and logistics, if it's biology, if it's a shoemaker, if it's e-commerce, if it's, you name it. You need to think about everything plus AI, because I read a couple of weeks ago some bakery in a little village in Germany. They announced, we are using now AI for predicting how we optimize our bakery process and our selling process in our bakeries. with the bread, with AI and machine learning. So it's even a bakery on the lane side who steps into AI. And that's why it's so important, everything plus AI, because if you have a competitor who is doing AI, yeah, you can see in which direction this goes. If you are not stepping into AI, machine learning, getting better decisions, and a way forward here also. So last but not least, in the end, as a summary, and then open for some questions also, you need to have a positive growth mindset. That's the prerequisite for everything, for our careers, for your career, but also private. Having a positive growth mindset to see always these kind of the challenge, the new things you can learn, the new things you can adapt. The challenge, as it's here, challenge helped me to grow. I like to try new things. That's always during every day. We are changing now, as I mentioned, that do we really know our customers? Do you know the marketing technologies? Do we have the right sales stack? And what does it mean to have a sales stack? A sales stack is not a technology. A sales stack is a bundle of things. Do you have consultative selling? Do you have the different kinds of consultative selling modules? Do you have the right tools for engaging with the customer service management tools with your customers? Can you automate it? And therefore you build your sales stack. And if you go this way with a positive mindset, you can learn something, you can try something, you can make this better and make everybody better. That's a prerequisite for everything. That's also my main mission, to make everybody better, because personal growth, if all the team members get better, the team gets better, the organization gets better, and also then everybody has, also our customers have better benefits, and we can work better with our customers together, because we are then better connected and more connected and can help our customers here better. So first of all, thank you very much from my side. And then I open it for the discussion now. And we'll also have a new chat question. How do we evaluate how big is the impact of digitalization already at Hapag-Lloyd? I could really answer that, and I'd love to answer that. As you can see that, for example, if we only look at digitalization at the quick quotes, so that fast online booking of containers and getting quotations immediately in a couple of seconds. So that's, as we announced that also in the official shareholder meeting, that's around about now 10%. So the growth is to 10%. And you can see also digital, that's not stopping, or it's not only on the digital web page. So it's not only a web page thing, it's changing the organization. It's changing marketing, it's changing the sales, it's changing how we build the digital products, it's changing how we learn from our customers. And it's also changing what you have heard from Aria and Petra, how we work together, that we have a positive environment to see what we can change together as a team. As Petra mentioned that, the local knowledge, that's so much worth. We included that in our frameworks to get the best solutions then for Germany, for Pakistan, for India, for Brazil, and so on. So this is really leveraging the organization with the new frameworks, the new business frameworks here also for the future. So the impact of digitalization, or the change how we work, that's really massive, and that's not stopping only in digital departments, that's also across the board over HR, finance, controlling, sales, marketing, that's everywhere.
Thanks a lot for the wonderful insights, Ralf. I think we have time for one more question. Is there any other questions out there? Happy to type them in. Maybe I'll sneak in one question that's been on my mind, especially when looking at a company like Hapag-Lloyd and talking about digital marketing and so on. Kind of still feels somewhat. There's another question outside. Maybe we'll do this one first.
Sure. The title of your talk suggests that engaging customer can happen with OKR framework. Do you even set OKRs with customers together? Yes, that's also a good question. It's always also one key cornerstone is putting into the shoes of the customer, putting the customer first. you always need to set your OKRs in perspective, also in combination with your customers. Because if it's not connected to your customer, you cannot optimize, you could not grow, you could not sell your product and services. So these OKRs needs to set together with the customer and helping the company, helping the customer. So it's both, it's a combination. Yeah, it's clearly a combination that the OKRs, the objective, the key results, the initiatives, that's always connected and work together with the customer, because we would like to attract them and work together with our customers to make a good business relationship and also good business together.
Great. Thank you all very much for your questions. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the insights, Ralf. Very much appreciated. And I wish you all a wonderful rest of the DCS.
Thank you very much, Johannes. Thank you very much, Petra. Thank you very much, everybody. Arya, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.